I think we're live. Chat, are we live? Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? That is me, Real American, back in with a new stream. And we are live on this beautiful, what is it, June 6th? Yeah, June 6th, 2025, D-Day, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. We're joined by Mr. John Rose and Mr. Real Text and Politics.
Oh,
Yeah, so welcome to the stream, everybody. We have a lot to talk about because yesterday was, wow. Did yesterday actually happen? Was that real?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know people are really reeling from the news, but I just want to say that I always anticipated Wendy's bringing their double smoked bacon to grocery stores. I mean, I know it's shocking to a lot of people, and there's like a lot of
Yeah, it's a
controversy
shocking turn
about
of
it, but
events. Oh my gosh.
I know the
Yeah,
Wendy's double smoked bacon is going to be in your Walmart.
but I think the thumbnail says it all. I love the thumbnail. I might do more of these. This is what happens when you have autism and ketamine. Not a good combination. Now, before we continue with today's stream, I need you guys to like and share the stream right now. This is a great way to support the content. Share and like the stream right now. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe right now. Another great way to support the content. If you want to support the channel even further, best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way your questions answered. Of course, we have a donation goal. If we reach it, we reach it. If we don't, not the end of the world. But yeah, this is the third stream in 24 hours. I'm a bit tired, as you could probably tell. My voice is a little bit strained. So, let's get started. We got a couple super chats to read. Let's see. Where are they at? There we go. Cherokee Bear for 3. I'm autistic and I have never took ketamine. Don't. After yesterday, I don't think anyone should take ketamine. Rye Guy for 2. Late ketamine politics. Yeah, so I guess we could start with the what happened yesterday. What the fuck just happened?
Trump and Musk broke up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to put it. They broke up, and everyone probably heard by now, but for those who live under a rock, Elon Musk alleged that he was on Epstein's list. Or on, yeah, that's what he basically insinuated. And it turns out it was BS. The way he's talking right now, he lied. Can we cut the BS? He lied. He lied about what happened. So,
Well, when a lot of files came out years ago, Donald Trump was included on them, but everybody should keep in mind that he was on the flight that goes to Florida. That's the only plane of Epstein's that Trump was ever on, was the one that goes to Florida. Trump never went to the island, and in fact, he was one of the people who incited investigations into the island 10 years ago. Um, he went on. A reporter was asking him about Epstein in 2015. Probably, I don't even know if it was before or after he started running for president, but he said, "Yeah, you should check out that island. It's a cesspool." And that's what he said. And then a few years later, we learned that that was 100% correct. So why would Trump say that the island was a cesspool 10 years ago before Epstein's entire thing blew up? Why would he say that if he was implicated in it?
well, yeah, that's always been the thing. It's like, why would Trump admit that? And it's, you look more at it, he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for literally harassing like a teenager or something. So it's like,
No.
why would he do that? That's why people realized, okay, this is BS. Some people believe it. Like, there's some dumbasses that really believe, oh, Epstein, he has information on Trump. No, he doesn't. Well, first of all,
Now
Trump.
Democrats want the Epstein files released.
Yeah, it's like, go ahead. Go right ahead. Release the Epstein files, which I agree that should be released. The fact that isn't is ridiculous. Though I'm starting to get this gut feeling that the files are just gone. What if the files are just gone? Like, they're not real.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think I've actually said it on the program before. I thought um that they might be gone, substantial portions of it. But yeah, no, it's like to paint a picture for the Elon thing. I believe that the reports we were hearing about tensions in the White House, the shouting match between him and Besant, a lot of other things seem to have been true. It seems like in the last days of Musk in the White House, he really Warren has welcomed. There's a lot of people, it seems like, in the staff that appreciated Musk's presence, but it seems like the Doge team existing was also kind of being, it was delaying things, it was getting in the way of other stuff. And of course, I think we all think the Doge work is important,
Yeah.
but it was definitely something that was grating on the White House staff trying to do a normal administrative, stack of work.
I mean, like, we
Um,
got somebody
so
better there now. We have Russell Vaught. So that's a great guy to put there. He knows what he's doing. But yeah, I think Musk kind of like overstayed his welcome a little bit. I think he really believed that he just owned Trump. Like, oh, I won you the election. You have to do what I say. And Trump kind of made him realize, oh, wait a minute. This is Trump. He doesn't give a shit.
well, again, so there's this really weird thing
Oh,
when we like
sorry,
talk to
Mike.
some conservatives that are there's some people sympathetic to Elon that have this really weird reaction to hearing about like the full length of the story. So yesterday, before all this happened, I was talking about Scott Greer's post about Elon and how he brought up a bunch of different constellation of facts that kind of made Elon not like Trump. The Sam Altman AI deal, the NASA appointee being rescinded, the fact he didn't get Starlink to power the new air traffic control system. And so there's all the stuff, including the tax credit, which he
Wait.
quietly seems to lobbied Mike
Yeah,
Johnson
well, now
for.
we know he was lying. He lied to everybody about that. So
Yep.
because like for those that don't know what we're talking about, there was a tax credit for electric vehicles that would have killed Musk's company. Well, I would say kill it, just make his stuff more expensive. But it was like I think $7,000 or whatever. And the point is, it's a lot of money for his company. And publicly he was saying, "Oh, I support getting rid of these tax credits." But now it turns out he was lying. Staffers are saying that he demanded it, and we said no, and then he lost it, which he lied about that. That's what it sounds like.
Well, like,
Oh,
what confuses me with like the pro Elon people, there's like two things, and it's like number one, they hear all the, that those facts that we just stated, and then they're like, "Oh, well, Trump should have just given Elon what he wants. He's the president, right? And Elon Musk bought him, so why? It's Trump is such an a-hole for not giving Elon Musk everything he wants from the executive office." And I'm like, okay, so that deeply confuses me as an American. Like, do you want the White House to be compromised or not compromised?
yeah.
And that was confusing to me. And the other thing is just like people keep talking about Elon Musk, but his flaws are so human and relate. I actually had a viewer DM me and be like, "Well, his flaws are so human and relatable. I don't get it." And he wasn't necessarily like being pro Elon, but he was just saying like, "I get it." And I'm like, "Okay, but are you in charge of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars worth of stock? Are you in charge of several businesses? Are you in charge of the well-being of thousands upon thousands of employees' lives? If you're not, then again, does it matter how human his flaws are? It matters the damage he does to the people that he's in charge of and that he's supposed to take care of.
Uh,
That's the reality."
yeah. American Nerd for 5. Yesterday, rap, we witnessed the Twitter equivalent of Barker beating the crap out of Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore. Trump being Barker, obviously. Oh, gosh. William Runyon for 2. Did you see where Vance stood with Trump? Yeah, he backed him. I think he should have done it sooner, but yeah, he backed him. Well, funny enough, I think you went Theo Vaughn's podcast. That's perfect
Yeah.
timing.
Well, yeah. So I think that's why Vance, like, he knew he was recording the podcast during all of this, and so he would have vindication that he was backing Trump. But I also think like he wanted for the dust to settle before he said
Yeah.
anything because it was getting really
I mean,
ugly.
when Musk is saying you got to impeach the guy, and then yeah, he had to say something, and he did. So, Bailey Spangler for 5. Another news from yesterday: the sheriff of Osceola County, Florida, was arrested for being involved in a illegal gambling operation. Really? I think I saw something about
Oh
that.
wow.
And Ari for 5. Debs accused Musk of buying the election. Seems Musk agreed and got a slap in reality. Nobody controls Trump, not Musk, not Putin. Yeah, no, Trump doesn't give a
Yeah.
shit. He does not give a shit what you think. Like, yeah, it's nice we got your support, but dude, I'm gonna do what I want. Which again, he did this over the electric vehicle stuff. And funny enough, you can even see the Twitter post where he said like, you could keep the cuts in the bill. The way you read this, the way he phrased it, it does sound like, yeah, this was a big stink. Those damn credits. Oh, keep the solar incentives in the bill, or cuts in the bill. Again, he did it for that, which is just stupid. I mean, seriously, I understand wanting to cut, like, the subsidies for, like, oil and gas. I get that. But you can't just say, well, only cut them. cut all of it. I agree, but anyways. So yeah, I think overall the Elon Musk stuff, I mean, they were apparently going to have a phone call today, and then Trump said no. Trump was like, nah. He said, well, yeah, the White House squashed speculation that Donald Trump and Elon Musk would patch up their stunning public feud, saying the U.S. president had no plans to call Elon Musk. Good. If I'm Trump, I don't support him. I'm not going to say anything to him. Why would I? What has Elon Musk demonstrated the last 24 hours?
He's an impulsive, rash human being that most likely has a drug problem. But more than that, even if he didn't have a drug problem, he just has a problem handling his own emotions. And it is amazing the amount of things he owns with that kind of temper tantrum. But at the same time, I don't want him anywhere near our electoral politics, especially when he is claiming he's either going to be working with the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire or funding Democrat races
That
to kick out Republican
That's, I
congressmen.
think, what sealed it for him. For a lot of Republicans. Because after that, that's when all the news broke. Like, a bunch of Republicans are like, oh, hey, Trump, we support your big, beautiful bill. Because I think they realized, oh, Musk lost it completely. He's not just doing this for some noble cause or whatever. He's just full of crap. So,
Well,
yeah.
actually, that gives I think that gives insight into the emotional, like social dynamic. Why is Musk so mad? Well, he didn't get all of his toys. I don't think that's what made him fully mad. I think what made him fully mad is he got denied everything he wanted after giving hundreds of millions of dollars to Trump's campaign, and then Trump gave the moderate Republicans in Congress things that they wanted, like the salt tax and a bunch of other crap and pork, and he gave them that so that he could accomplish his agenda. And I think maybe Musk like was really upset because like I'm so much better than them. I'm so much better than these terrible, terrible congressmen. Which yeah, I've told people multiple times they don't belong there. They don't belong in prison. But yeah, I think maybe that's where the emotion comes from. He hates that Trump compromises with Congress and not him.
Yeah, well, he had to, which
Yeah.
that's what people don't understand. I have Thomas Massie, which we'll look at this tweet in a second. What a dumbass. But Eric for two, judging my cousin Vinny to Elon, you on drugs? Yeah, I think it was a ketamine. I'm not exaggerating. I think it was on drugs last night. So, Avery for 20. What a crazy day yesterday, rap. And one day Elon Musk had a mental breakdown. My Pacers won game one, and I graduated high school. Well, W's in chat for Avery. But yeah, Pacers won game one. That was stupid. That was how they won that game was dumb. American Nerd for two. Wasn't Elon also mad about the NASA guy? Yeah, he was. He was. American Nerd for three. Does Massey still back Elon? Oh, 100%. In fact, Thomas Massey has finally said what he wants. Did you guys see this? Did you guys see this tweet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just go over this. So after basically a month now, right? Like 2 or 3 months, we've been asking him for something, and he finally told us what he actually wants. And let's go over this, okay? This is the Massey plan. Throw the big, beautiful bill in the trash and start over skinny. Extend 2017 tax cuts. That's already the bill. Okay, so the first thing already in the bill. End Green New Deal cold turkey. That's already in the deal. No bloat for military-industrial complex, which I agree with, but does he really think with the current Congress you could get this through?
Yeah, you're not getting that. Yeah, moderate Republicans would vote against that.
Yeah. So that's already like a deal breaker. No salt. Is he a dumbass? Listen, I don't support salt. I think it's stupid. But you have how many Republicans in New York? Was it like 5?
I believe
Yeah.
that AFI, your partner AFI, said 9 seats depend on the salt.
Yeah.
Like we don't like the salt. No, I don't think any of us want the salt there. But if we lose the salt, we lose those 9 Republicans, and then we lose the bill. The bill's
Yeah,
dead.
so this is
Bill's
stupid.
dead.
This is another deal breaker. Again, like, I would support this, but he doesn't get it. He knows he can't pass this. He's full of shit. No pork. What pork? To this day, I have yet to hear what's actually the pork in the bill.
I mean, the AI, I guess.
The AI thing, I've said, like, yeah, I agree getting rid of that fine, but is that really pork, though? Because pork is like spending a bunch of money. That's not spending anything. It just says, oh, the states can't regulate it. So, realistic border funding, and here we go.
That is it.
This seals the bill right here. You know what he means by this? When he says realistic border funding, he talks about like $1 billion, maybe. Maybe. No, actually zero. Nothing.
Okay, if he's talking about a really small cut to the current proposed additional border funds, then then it doesn't matter. It's a totally meaningless thing to cut if he's talking about a small enough. But if he's talking about a modest to heavy amount of money cut from
Defeats the
what we
purpose.
want, he is going against what we voted for because he doesn't give a flying shit about what Biden did to this country. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that there's 20 million migrants. He probably sits pretty in his home, very far away from the repercussions of these actions. And the fact it just boils my blood to see Rand Paul and Thomas Massie openly oppose the MAGA agenda. Why? Not because, oh, it's horrible that they have different policy positions. No, because they don't play as a team. They have no idea. This is not how politics fucking works when you're actually winning. When you win and when you control things, you work and you compromise. It's temporal compromise. If they wanted libertarian goals achieved, stay the fuck away from our immigration money. Stay away from our border spending. Stay away from the wall spending. Stay away from deportations. Stay away from ICE and let us give as much money as they want. At this point, like Thomas Massey's like, well, if you guys want to, here's what he could do. He'd be like, oh, if you guys want to give more money to border, we should cut money from defense. And I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You notice he doesn't say that? He just says realistic border funding. This is politician speak for screw you. You get nothing. Serious Medicaid reform. That's already in the bill.
Yeah, it is.
How much should we cut? Like $1 trillion?
We're already getting shit. We're getting shit on because of the Medicaid reform. And like honestly, it's even from some of the right-wing base because they don't like the fact that you have to like work 80 hours a month or something to get Medicaid. Like so there's already pushback from obviously the Democrats, but even some Republicans that don't like what we're doing to Medicaid reform. I agree with the Medicaid reform, by the way.
I agree.
I agree with it.
I think it's
but I'm saying we already did that.
Yeah,
we already did it.
If you want to understand, like the Medicaid reform, most people support anyways because it includes the illegal stuff, which that's the big part of it. Because the work requirement, most people are like, yeah, whatever. But the illegal stuff, that's like 90% of it. So we already got the reform. And the last one, this is the funniest of them all: $1 spending cuts for $1 new tax cuts. The libertarian, everybody.
I love Thomas Massey is so upset at you. He actually joined your chat.
Yeah, Thomas Massie. He's in chat.
He's
Hello.
calling to end ICE. He's calling to end ICE in chat.
Too much money. But it's like, guys, this is the last part's insane because how many times I'd explain this? The tariffs alone, the CBO admitted it. The tariffs alone cover the supposed deficit increase, which there is no increase. That's bullshit. This is a spending cut. The tax cut crap doesn't factor in economic growth. It factors in God knows what. So you're telling me that half of this stuff's already in the bill, okay? They extend the tax cuts and the Green New Deal stuff. There's some stuff still in there, but most of it's ended. Realistic border funding.
Realistic border funding. Realistic border funding is like
what even is his end goal? I think just to like abolish Medicaid.
Yeah, it is. Let's see here. American Nerd for 3, does Massie still back Elon? Yeah, Massie still does. Henry Hooker stand for 2, fear the Taliban. Oh gosh. American Nerd for 2, Massie's ideal government is no government. Yeah. Ben Cynics for 5, even if we give rid of SALT, Democrats will probably just pass the worst version of it when they retake Congress. Best to leave it alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's fair to say Massey's probably R-slurred enough to think that 80% of Americans support abolishing Medicaid.
Yeah, they're gonna fall off a cliff with that. Go right ahead and support that. You know what? Go start your own party. Go start your schizophrenic party where you get nothing. American Nerd for 3, waiting for Massie to pull an Amash any day now. I think he's going to. Because that's the scumbag he is. Minari for 2, the L in libertarian stands for loser. Yeah? This is your libertarian party, everybody.
It does right now, and it has for... It stands for loser today, and it's stood for loser for about 20 years. Someone pointed out the fact that it's like Rand Paul has been in the Senate for like 15 years or so at this point, and you know, this is the same BS that I mean, it's the same crap that he's been talking about since he got into office, and it doesn't seem he's been capable of moving the needle with any of it. So why do I need to sacrifice everything I voted for half a year ago to the altar of the stuff Rand Paul will never fix? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. If he's been there 15 years and he hasn't managed it, why would I care?
My question is, like, what do I get out of this bill? Out of his proposal? Like, seriously, what does the base get? What do I get? I was pushing for the border spending. That was the #1 thing for me. And you're just gonna gut that? He really thinks, oh, the base loves this. No, the base would literally primary. You're done. You're not gonna win that primary. Good luck. But
no. Again, it's like I think that there is an overlap between the mentality of these libertarians and those country club Republicans that we have been trying to push into the margins of the party. Like I think the thing between the two of them, and the reason they had synergy so much over the past 20 years is because they both live in picket fenced neighborhoods. They live in their little ivory castles, far, far away from the actual effects of any immigration policy.
Peasants. Far away from the peasants.
So I think that's part of this. I think it's Massie doesn't understand why we want them gone.
All right.
I don't think he gets it.
He doesn't. K-Cup for 2 was out of a live show. What did I miss? Thumbnail says enough, I think. Thomas Massie being a dumbass. That's the new trend, the bash of Thomas Massie. Doggy Down Syndrome for 2, Massie, but non-aggression principle, man. Oh my gosh. Non-aggression principle. But I mean, like, seriously, I'm still wondering, why is he against the bill then? He get already half of the stuff's in the bill. And I think Chris with Hands, I think he literally looked at the numbers, and I think he said, like, you want to know how much this cuts if we went through Massie's plan compared to the current one?
How much?
I think he said like 1%. A 1% spending cut. More than the current bill.
He's so brave. He's so brave for getting that 1% of spending cut.
Well, 1%, that's like what? How much is that a year? Like 40 billion or 50 billion? Which is, you know, yeah. But I don't know. Focus on the Doge packages? I don't know. That alone in a week could probably deal with that. So we are fighting over 1% a year. 50 billion a year. That's all we're fighting over. When we're cutting 1.2 trillion. These people are dumb. Stunning and brave. Can you imagine doing this? Like, all this crap. Potentially killing a relationship with Elon Musk over 1%. And you wonder why libertarians are a dead party. Why that whole movement's dead. No one cares about them. Wow. Wow. Yeah, so American Nerd for 2. Massie will lose 26 and run as a libertarian forever. Oh, yeah, he will. K-Cup for 2. Bernie Sanders eats perk. Does someone say 1%? Oh, gosh. Hannah Hooker saying for 2. Look at Richard Arian's question to Massie's tweets. What did he post?
Richard Arian.
Let's see. Richard. What did he say under Massie's tweet? Let's see.
The big beautiful bill doesn't fund mass deportations. It must be redone.
What? Hold on, Richard Arian under a tweet, he said, wait, what do you mean by no bloat for military industrial complex and realistic border funding? Are you saying you want to cut funding for mass deportations? And Massie says there's at least 100 billion in there that's nothing to do with deportations and the border wall. Bullshit! Now, okay, he's lying now. He's not being ignorant. He's full of shit now. Thomas Massie's really saying, oh, all that money being spent on border security, that has nothing to do with the wall or deportations. Yes, oh my gosh. How many ICE agents?
It's all connected, dipshit. Like, are you fucking stupid? I'm sorry, but do you not understand that having the border secure is completely? What is he even talking about?
Does he not understand the
Oh my
money's going to ICE
gosh.
agents? Oh my gosh.
Did you know at the border that we have these things where we have beds and
Yeah, we need them.
tents,
Oh, that's not
and then
John. That's not really deportation. That's arresting them.
oh, so Massie, he's like that commenter from the other day who asked me, it's like, why do we have to arrest them to deport them? Is that what Massie
Yeah,
is? Is that
I
Massie?
think that's a strategy. Oh my, it's a sitting congressman saying this. Oh my gosh, he really, what a dumbass. So he's saying that's $100 billion. How much are they increasing for border security? Can anyone look that up? Chat, how
No,
much?
at the end of the day, does it? Okay, so here's the whole thing. It's like when it comes to immigration, we're so hardline on immigration. Like I don't even care how much it was. Like if it's whatever number I see, whatever number you say that the border security is being increased by, I would just increase it by default if I had free reign. Like if I had the power to. And, I'm just going to increase it until it's never a problem ever again. And then maybe after 20, 30, 40 years of not having immigration problems, maybe then oh yeah, maybe we'll chill out about that. Maybe we'll chill out. Maybe cut some funding.
This is
No.
stupid. I hate this party. I hate Thomas Massie so much. This is insane. So he's gonna fight over 1%, basically. That's all he's fighting over.
The 1%.
American Nerd for 3. At least Rand Paul has distanced himself from Elon. Yeah, he realized, get the hell out of Dodge. Doge. Heh, funny. Doge. Is that a Dodge? You say Doge.
Uh-huh.
Anyways. Doggy Dog Syndrome for 2. Massie stopped caring after his wife died. Yeah, that's part of it. But he's always been kind of like this. But yeah, he's definitely lost it the last year. Eric for 5. Was a libertarian before Trump, now a decade later. I feel like my journey out of the Libertarian Party is finally complete. Yeah, the Libertarian Party's dead. They're not even true libertarians. They're lolberts.
They have to remake themselves.
Yeah.
They have to remake themselves. And that was true before any of this happened. If you look again, Chase Oliver, think about what the Libertarian Party has been.
That's a
they have to remake
libertarian.
themselves. They have to remake themselves over and over again.
Oh my gosh. American Nerd for 2. Massie must be high on ketamine or something. He might be. I think he just lost it completely. But yeah, it just Elon Musk. Thomas Massie, I don't know what he's doing. I really don't get why Massie. Why die on this hill? Because you know what's gonna happen in 2 years? If you don't pass a big, beautiful budget, or bill, you know what's gonna happen in 2 years? Democrats take back the House. And what do you think they're gonna do? John, what do you think Democrats going to do when they take back the House, if this doesn't pass?
I think they're going to form a coalition with Thomas Massie and get really serious about fiscal spending.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Yeah, sure.
Well, first things first, impeach Trump.
Yeah, they're going to impeach Trump every day. But they're going to jack up spending by 100%. Easy. And Thomas Massie's not going to be there. So good job. Principles really worked, everybody.
Even if Doge cuts aren't codified, they're going to start spending on all of those again.
Yeah. K-Cup for 2. Are all libertarians just gay men with guns now? That's basically the Libertarian Party at this point. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Democrat Party has been the party of fiscal responsibility. And that's what pissed me off the Musk stuff yesterday. It's like, why? If Elon Musk is so worried about the spending stuff, why would he support Democrats? Why? For fiscal responsibility? Yeah, I'm sure Democrats are going to be very fiscally responsible. How much are they going to increase spending by if they take back the House, you guys think? 100%? 200%?
No, I mean, they'll probably just try to increase the deficit by $1 trillion.
Yeah. Oh, we need this for the Green New Deal 3.0.
Medicare for all.
Yeah, Medicare. Oh, Medicare for only illegals, John. Actually, that's what they're gonna do. So
they're gonna design the bill just so that it explicitly goes to some random Hispanic family that just showed up across the border.
Yeah,
but not to a white person. Like all white people are excluded. All white people excluded.
All right. Oh my gosh, And now Elon Musk can go back on a tangent. Oh my gosh. No! Not again. So, there's this guy that's... are you serious? So, Elon Musk yesterday, he posted under Bill Ackman's tweet. Bill Ackman said, I support real Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and they should make peace for the benefit of our country. We are so much stronger than apart. And then Elon Musk said, you're not wrong. Well, just a little while ago, some bozo I never heard about, who's an ANCAP, oh gosh, that explains a lot. He's a tech bro, so he said, Elon criticized Congress, not Trump. Trump that attacked Elon personally. When did Trump attack Elon personally? When? Did I miss something? Real text, did he ever attack Elon personally before everything?
He said he was disappointed.
Yeah, so that's attacking him personally. And Elon Musk responded with exactly. So Elon's convinced himself that Trump attacked him personally.
I think he had like a paranoia episode after freaking everything that happened, and he just went insane. Like that makes so much more sense to me, because that can happen if you overdose on ketamine. That makes the most sense to me, as he had like
This was 20 minutes ago
like
he posted this. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I guess he found his drugs again.
Yeah, 20 minutes ago he posted this. Just 10 hours ago, he's agreed with Bill Ackman,
Well,
like, yeah, we gotta make peace with Trump.
Well, this was around the same time yesterday. You know, drug addicts are people of habit, and this is really close to the time he crashed out yesterday.
Oh my gosh,
so.
no. It's gonna happen again. No! Days after 3.
I think this is probably because he found out that Trump's going to give back his Tesla.
I don't know. Days after 3. Elon's coming down from his high, maybe. Yesterday he was saying, we need to make peace with Trump. Well, he didn't really say he wants to apologize, but he's basically saying he wants to make a deal. But now, he's now going off the rails. And now he's saying that Steve Bannon should go to jail. He said Bannon's a criminal.
Okay. So I just want to say, guys probably addressed this yesterday, and I probably even talked about it. But some of the funniest things that happened, there's two things. Number one, Cat Turd having like a redemption arc where he like stands strongly behind Donald Trump after everyone was shitting on him for forever. Yeah. That was really funny. But the thing that made me laugh the most was Steve Bannon going on a program and being like, we have to investigate Elon Musk. We have to deport him to South Africa. Oh, that was so good.
Musk is
I was laughing so much.
He's a criminal. And I think earlier he said, like, you know, he's a communist retard. He said, that's his own words. Man, what a very stable individual. Did Bannon already go to jail? Yeah, Steve Bannon already went to jail. You're thrown to jail because of Biden's bullshit.
Rap, did you see the meme yesterday? Someone posted like Trump's foreign policy, and after this, and it was the EFF.
Yeah, I saw that. The memes from yesterday were glorious. I still like my favorite one was definitely the Tesla one, where Trump's like putting a sticker on the Tesla. I love that one. American Nerd for 3. Put Elon in a rocket and send him to Mars forever. I agree. Let's send him to Mars. Yeah, it looks like Musk is losing it again. Here we go. Here we go, everybody. Yay.
So yeah, I know we're gonna keep talking about Musk on the stream, but I did want to bring up this news that broke a few minutes ago, and it's I'm still like I'm just smiling the whole time I'm looking at this. ICE just started raids on Home Depot.
Yes. Yes.
I voted for this.
Oh my gosh. And the first.
It wouldn't be as funny if like the Miller thing hadn't happened first, right? It's like, Miller, why aren't you at Home Depot? And then ICE is just like, oh, yeah, I guess there's illegals there.
Yeah,
like, start raiding.
We're gonna go to Home Depot. Yeah, they just raided Home Depot in LA. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so
there's another meme someone posted. I think it was with Grok, and it's Trump wearing the EFF beanie.
I saw that. Charlie Howard for 2. This makes me feel like I'm a schizophrenic. No, Elon's a schizophrenic. But yeah, Stephen Miller, ever since then, you notice ISIS is pissing around now? It's like, oh, we're gonna reach 3,000 a day. Which, again, we gotta start deporting them. That is one concern I do got. We are arresting them, but are we actually getting rid of them? That's my concern. So... But yeah, we're actually doing things. But yeah, every time I think of the deportations now, I just think of Stephen Miller just going to the office and go and saying, go to Home Depot. You'll find plenty of them. I love Stephen Miller. I love him. He is by far one of my favorite people in the administration. Oh my gosh, and you really posted that, John.
What?
The Stephen Miller Chad meme.
Well, yeah, I love the Stephen Miller Chad meme, but I'm just like, it's just so funny to me. It's like, why aren't you at Home Depot? And then they go to Home Depot. It's just like, it's
working.
It's like, it's such a stupid. It's like such a stupid thing.
The thing is, it actually worked. The plan actually worked. I love it. I voted for this, by the way. I voted for this. This is beautiful. ICE is standing around wondering where they could find a bunch of illegals hanging around, and Miller comes in to tell them to just go to Home Depot.
Wait, yeah, no, that okay. So that's 1 second. That was the thing that got me about it, was that like we were having all these discussions about there being potential logistical problems at ICE, and like, well, how do we get the deportations up? And all it took was Miller just being like, go to Home Depot. Like, that's what's funny to me about it.
Out of the blue, we're 3,000 a day now.
Okay. So what was it, Texan?
Okay, well, it looks like it's not exactly breaking. It's from like several hours ago, but apparently Elon Musk is no longer following catchers.
Yeah, I saw that. He isn't. Great. Let's see. Yeah, so now we literally are going to Home Depots and just raiding people. Or, yeah, we're raiding Home Depots. And suddenly we're getting 3,000 a day. It's as if ICE wasn't doing their damn job earlier. So yeah, now we're getting mass deportations before the big.
It's as if all you needed to do was go to Home Depot.
Yeah, go to Home Depot and construction sites. That's all we've been doing, and it's working. But yeah, I do think what it was the original thing. The original phase of it was going after the criminals. Now it's just going after everybody. After they got the violent ones out of here, that's when they started going after everybody else. So.
You know, I should just like, ICE has needed a theme song. I think that they should purchase the Home Depot beat, you know, like the one you hear on the commercials. They should just, every ICE like video from the White House should just be the Home Depot song in the background.
If you mash up the Home Depot theme song with Ice Ice Baby,
I got a better one. Get the Bad Boys one.
Yeah, Bad Boys good.
Yeah, Keiko for 5. If illegals are at Home Depot, hold on. That must mean Menards must have some kick-ass borders around their stores. Let's have Menards finish the wall. I agree. That's a good one. Mike for 2. Elon is 53 years old and is still a toddler. Yeah. Rye Guy for 2. Try going after Lowe's. Yeah, go after Lowe's also. Go after all of them. Again, all Stephen Miller said was go to Home Depot. You're gonna find them. And they're finding like hundreds. That's literally what's happening, by the way. They're going to Home Depots out of nowhere. It's like, there's like 50 of these guys here. They're just... My question, did Miller, like... Does Miller have, like, a burner? Does he have a burner on Twitter? Because I remember people suggested this, like, a couple months ago, like, just go to, like, to Home Depot and stuff. You're gonna find them. And now that's government policy. We're going to Home Depot. It's glorious. It is glorious. Home Depot and construction sites, you find them there. Yeah. That's all we've been doing. But yeah, that's,
You know, sometimes there's a Lowe's and Home Depot right next to each other.
Yeah. Go to both.
Yeah, that's the jackpot right there.
Oh my gosh, Miller just went to Home Depot on the weekend and went, wait a minute.
I was like, you know, every artist like finds their inspiration when they're like doing a gentle walk through the town, and then, you know, like Stephen Miller is like, how do I get deportations up? And he just looks over to the side. There's a glorious shining Home Depot. It's like, wait a minute.
This is glorious. Yeah, so Musk is oh gosh. So it looks like we're slowly getting back to the tangent coming back from Musk. Here we go. So I'll retweet some stuff again. What if Trump sends Elon to Alcatraz as the only prisoner? Maybe he should. Now, for real, I do think Musk has drug addiction now. I think it's real. Like, unironically, I do think he's on ketamine or something similar to that. Days After 3, left has Hunter on coke, the right has Elon is on ketamine. Yeah? We have ketamine, they have cocaine. Just great. This fight reminds me from Michael and Trevor from GTA arguing. Oh gosh. Yeah, so let's see. Elon is going to the Kanye arc. Yeah, he is. It is a Kanye arc. Let's see. So yeah, in other news, we gotta talk what's happening in California. Not just the Home Depot thing, because earlier it got reported that apparently Trump's gonna cut off spending from California, right? Some federal funding.
Well, I was looking for more clarification on this because it seems like that we already knew that the high-speed rail was going to get defunded from the federal end, and that's gone, and it doesn't matter because like they were not going to finish it till the end of the century anyways. But
California, of
course.
Now,
but now like the news story is being spread as if we're getting rid of more federal funding, and so I kind of want to know. I don't have any more information. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it's gonna be there's a lot of bullshit projects in California, you know, that gets funded but never done. That's what I'm guessing. It'll be like the heist, the rails and stuff. Anyways, other news, Clay Higgins of Louisiana, he's filed federal legislation requiring drug tests for old members of Congress. Gee, I wonder why he's proposed this now. I wonder why Clay Higgins is proposing this. So yeah, they're gonna try to make a drug test mandatory in Congress. Does anyone know why they're doing this? Any reason?
Why wasn't it already?
Yeah. But you know, it's kind of odd. The timing of this is kind of strange, isn't it?
Why is he proposing this? How many of you guys have had to pee in a cup to go to a job? Because I've done that like 4 times in my life, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Like how many of you guys have had to pee in a cup?
I mean, like, you're telling me that we have not done this before? I can't go with the fact that this happens a day after Musk lost it. Guys, to me, this kind of confirms the idea that he's on drugs. Hold on. President Trump tells Brett Baer he's not interested in talking to Musk. Elon has totally lost it, apparently. That's what he said. Yeah, I don't think we're getting a peaceful resolution to this. But even then, like, would you guys ever accept Musk back into the party? Or the coalition? Will you guys ever accept him?
Oh no, if you're asking if I will take Musk's money, I'm a deeply cynical man. But if you're and so yeah, I'll take his money. But if he wants to be politically involved again, like if he's gonna do that crap where he starts going on stage and speaking again or whatever, no. Nope. No. That is all over. That is all done. That is look. There is no stable relationship where one man accuses the other essentially of being a pedophile, and then it continues. And again, we already knew that there were clear things inside. And guys, again, if you need to understand why, like yesterday I gave a soft apologetics, and then today I'm just kind of cold turkey. It's what it is. The breaking point Rap mentioned earlier. It's the fact he threatened to fund opposition races is just like, no, this guy's emotionally unstable. This guy is completely he's going to flip on you. Like, we can't reliably count on him as a coalition member. So no, it's over. It's over for Musk. It's not over for tech right. It's not over for crypto right. It's not over for any of you nerds, but Musk is gone.
You know, I have a gut feeling we're going to see somebody on the tech right Even somebody like Zuckerberg, they may take his place. I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to see a big name like that just take its place.
And the really sad thing is that most of the big names that could fill in Musk's shoes, they're not going to be as good of people as Musk. I'm just going to be that. I'm going
Yeah,
to be straight.
that's a problem.
I'm not saying Musk is a bad person or evil. There's social flaws and there's definitely some family flaws. I'm not saying Musk is a bad person, especially compared to his, peers. But the problem is that you cannot work with someone that unstable and willing to flip. If he's willing to fund Democrat races, it's over. I was willing to work with Musk if he wanted to be like adjacent to Trump. He's like, I don't really support a lot of the stuff Trump does, but I'm going to fund some of your down ballot races. I'm going to dethrone Democrats with the fiscal hawks I want in Congress or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. You can exist, Elon Musk, if you get Democrats out of office and replace them with your fiscal hawks. That's fine. But if you're going to try and dethrone moderate Republicans for Democrats, bro, no, that's the wrong direction. That's the wrong direction. So no, he cannot be relied on. Do not trust Elon Musk with politics. You can take his money if you want, but don't trust him with politics. No.
All right. Object Clay's Cater for 5. Home Depot, Walmart, Target, JCPenney, Lowe's, Costco, She's. Don't forget about Biden's comment, but walking to 7-Eleven, get them all. Yeah, just go to all those places. And Ari for 5. If Musk is this impulsive, even smart Democrats don't want him on their side. Yeah, I mean, I know some Democrats, they want him back now, which that's the Democrat Party for you, but they're not going to get him back. Because the smart ones be like, okay, no, this guy's insane. Mike for 2. Can we just not with the big tech billionaires? Well, you'd rather have them on your side than Democrats. So...
Right. So it's always been a cynical calculation, Mike. We don't necessarily like these people, and they don't have all of our interests in mind, as Elon Musk has clearly shown. But we're going to continue working and cooperating with them because it's very culturally significant, but it's financially significant, and it changes the board. The thing that has killed us in midterms over and over and over again is Dems just have more money than us, and that money has corrupted them. That money has made them horrible. And it's not a question of corruption or no corruption. It's a question of what type of corruption are you going to take? And so that's why and I'm just being real.
Well, yeah.
This is what type of corruption do we do with? When we hooked on the Republican bandwagon, we are working with disgusting cretins that make money off of killing people across the planet in the military industrial complex. That's just part of being a Republican. It's disgusting, but what's the alternative on the Democrat side? You're siding with big pharma. You're siding with a bunch of other entities, globalist entities. So it's very different. You choose what corruption, you pick your poison, and the tech bros are a much milder poison than a lot of the other stuff that we could be ingesting.
Best way to put it, there's good corruption and there's bad corruption. Well, seriously, I'd rather have big tech than big pharma.
They're all bad, and the federal project will always be evil on some extent, which is why I encourage people to try and pull power away from the federal government into other governments. But as long as we're doing federal politics, we got to pick our poison. And tech right is it comparatively much milder than some of the other stuff we could be dipping in.
All right,
much milder.
K-Cover 5. Call me crazy, but this might be the opportunity for one of the tech bros to slide in, make good terms with Trump, and maybe work out good AI stuff. Yeah, I think it's going to happen. If it's a Zuckerberg type, a Bezos type, I don't know. I think somebody's going to slide and be like, hey, Trump, I see your good friend Musk backstabbed you. Well, we'll give you whatever you want. I think it's going to happen. We'll see, though, but American Hero for 2. Wasn't Peter Thiel our guy before Musk? Yeah, but Peter Thiel is... Well, anyways.
Thiel in himself is actually more useless than Musk. Maybe less destructive, but more useless because he doesn't have a spine. And if you listen to him talk long enough, you kind of realize that. We're all thankful that Thiel got J.D. Vance's career up out of the gutter and into real politics. Very thankful. But on a personal basis, I don't like them as a human being. I like Musk as a human being more than I like Thiel as a human being.
He's into some weird stuff. Just look at his wiki page. That's what I want to say. Avery for 5. Part of me wonders what the hell happened last time Musk talked with Trump that caused all this. They had to have had a problem falling down in person. I don't know. Because the way Trump is talking has been very calm about this. I legitimately think this came out of nowhere. Like, he just had an episode of God knows what, and Trump's like, I don't know what the hell happened here. Because I don't know. We would have heard something about this.
It was interesting to hear Trump like explain it in the way that he explained it. He said, "There's people here that are in the White House and they're next to the glamour and the glitz, and they're so close to the power, and like it makes them kind of drunk in a way." And I think he didn't say that, but that's kind of like what he was implying. And he was saying it's like while you're there, you're a lot more amicable because you're really close to the power. And then now Musk, he backed away from the power. He stepped away, and it was about a week. And I think Musk, listening to all of the bad voices he met in Washington, D.C., mixed with the drugs, and also like he had probably finally gotten some rest because like I don't know how much he was sleeping while he was doing the Doge stuff. So at the end of all of that, drug binge to cope, and then all of this verbal diarrhea comes out. I think that's what happened. And yes, there was conflict in the White House. We knew there was conflict in the White House. We saw lots of reports of it. I'm almost convinced that Bannon is correct in that Scott Bessent actually gave him that black eye. I'm almost convinced of that.
It was either Bessent or Steve Miller. I think it's one of the two.
If Miller gave him the black eye, I would just be laughing my butt off.
Yeah,
because that's just like the funniest thing ever.
Black eye though, is there like a reason?
Well, according to the reports that Bannon is reporting on, so this is Bannon sources, whether you trust them or not. He said that Elon Musk in a new shouting match with Bessent, because they'd already been in one before,
there was one before.
shoved Bessent physically. And Bessent responded with a punch to the face.
It's like, I think that's why we suddenly had this like change of like, hey Musk, yeah, I gotta go. You gotta go. Bye. Adios. That makes more sense because they realized, oh, this guy's literally insane, like impulsive. He's punching people and stuff. Like, yeah, no, can't have that.
The emotional instability of Elon Musk invalidates him as a political actor, which is why the senators that were using his clout to try and oppose the bill get in line, shut the fuck up, pass the bill.
Now Ron Johnson and Rand Paul, they're like saying, oh, hey, Trump, want to talk about the bill?
Want to talk about the bill, guys? Like, like, and also, by the way, can we, I know you didn't mention this. I don't know if you didn't want to mention it. I think we mentioned it yesterday. But Ron DeSantis.
Good luck. That's what I'm going to say to that dumbass.
Can you, like, he didn't even wait for the dust to settle like JD did. Ron DeSantis, like a couple of hours into this controversy, put out a statement, put out a press note. We are fully behind Elon and Doge and not Trump.
Yeah. Well, he has the worst political instincts I've ever seen.
I mean, he wants to be president.
I know, but like, dude, you're done. You're dumb. You're not gonna do anything.
Like, we know he wants to be president, but at the end of the day, 77 million people voted for Donald Trump, and he's like, oh, 77 million voters? I hate your guy. He sucks. Yeah. He sucks so much.
Your plan is to bash Trump, and that was like right before the Epstein stuff came out. That was like, that aged badly. It's like that's like this is why when I hear people say, "Oh, DeSantis would have done 100 times better than Trump," he can't run a campaign properly. He has the worst political instincts I've ever seen. Trump's problem is he trusts wrong people. That's always been his issue. But he understands when someone's bullshitting him. He understands this is BS. So, let's see. Mike for 5, if we are going to accept them their money, we need to make sure they know that it is a donation, not a transaction. By the way, who put the AI resolution or the OBBB? Yeah, so the first part I agree with. I think Musk thought this was a transaction. The Trump said, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's why I like, even with people, I guess some people were struggling to figure out who to support in this situation. But for me, I felt like there was actually a little bit of levity in my heart when I realized, wait a second, Trump has been denying Musk all of the things that he's been demanding. And to me, that was like, he works for me and not for anybody else. And that made me feel good. That should make you feel
Yeah.
good too, actually, like person listening. But like, I just like, did you guys not feel good when you realized that Trump could not be bought?
Yeah.
Could
I mean,
not be
like,
bought?
so much of those theories, by the way, he just said F you to the richest guy on earth. He just said, screw you. I don't care. And, well, look what happened. So, American Nerd for 3, Musk Trump feud officially has a Wikipedia page. Oh, gosh, of course it does. Christopher Good has been a member for 10 months. Thank you so much, good sir. But yeah, Musk is just, he's done. I don't see how you come back. The only way I see Trump allowing him back in, which that doesn't sound like it's going to happen, as Brett Barrett Fox is literally saying that Trump said it's over. He said Elon's lost it. So I don't think Trump's going to accept them, ever. But the only way I think it would ever happen is he has to be literally on his hands and knees begging Trump. Like, literally on his hands and knees begging. And even then, that might not be enough. But, I don't know. Canon for 5, as an Aspie, Elon likely had an autistic meltdown and was overwhelmed with stress and damaged his ego possibly. I hope they make up.
Anyways.
Anthony Minimum for 5. This is one of the worst examples of trusted wrong people since USS Grant. Ulysses Grant, excuse me. Yeah. I mean, Grant was just around dumb people too, but yeah. So not good. Not good whatsoever. I mean, Trump, he's never going to allow Musk back in the White House. There's nothing I could I can't think of anything. The more I think about it, there's nothing Elon Musk could say or do to be like, yeah, Trump, you can Trump will allow you back in. No. There's nothing. Cuz you called him a pedophile. So I don't know. We don't know. Notice how everyone who's washed up is supporting Elon. I noticed that. A lot of the MAGA grifters, yeah. They're siding with Elon. Funny how that works.
Yep.
Yeah, like Guns or Eagleman or something.
I know Ann Coulter was trying to support Elon. Like, again, I bring her up. I know people like don't understand why I bring her up, but she was like, Adios America was just one of the best books that we had, and it helped launch Trump's whole campaign. But now she's just a harpy. She's a washed up old harpy. And it's just really sad to see the kinds of things that she supports. It's just like kind of sad. It's like other people don't care. To me, it's like a tragedy. But yeah, no, a bunch of washed up people who have completely lost their influence on the party, all
right,
supporting Musk because whatever.
Avery for 5. Nick said there is zero doubt in my mind that Trump is named the Epstein files. Elon is telling the truth. Well, I thought I heard something different. Yeah. I don't know. But guys, like, thanks for super chat. Days for 8. Israel must the globalist. Trump cannot be bought or bribed. It's his way or the highway. Yeah. Object Clay's Cater for 5. Still aligning Democrat funding advantage will be sufficiently hampered coming to 2026. With or without Musk money help due to US aid and Act Blue dying. Yeah, Trump's raising $1 billion. So, Careful got for 2. He has a bundle of sticks. Thanks so much for the super chats.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks super chat. Okay, enough, guys. Enough. Trump's my favorite, but his main flaw is that he did not drain the swamp first. Well, he's starting to now. I mean, look at the jobs report. I think the government shrunk by 22,000 jobs or something. Yep. So.
And again, when Biden was having jobs numbers and he was having to cradle good job numbers, his crutch the whole time was public service jobs. Trump is beating expectations 3 months in a row on job reports while reducing the number of employees in the federal government by tens of thousands every month.
So it's like he is draining the swamp. Ben Sinnich for 5. Musk is lucky if Trump doesn't sue him for false allegations. That stuff is damaging to one's reputation. Yeah. If I'm Trump, I sue him. Sue his ass. And then drop the Epstein files. American Earth for 2. Is this Tesla stock still dropping? No. It recovered, but that's dead cat. That's dead cat bounce. But now it might go down because Trump's saying, screw you. I'm not going to talk to you. So, we shall see. We shall see. What would happen if Elon crashed out long after he left Doge? I don't think it would have changed anything. Here with Polymarket at X now. I heard about that. Yeah, so I guess Polymarket's like officially sponsored by X. I don't know.
It sounds dumb.
It's like the official, like, odds thing. I don't know. We'll see. Drain the swamp. I agree. Yeah, so Cernovich posted something pretty good yesterday, and this is my point in, like, the deficit stuff. Yeah, we want to cut the deficit, of course, but Cernovich said, what happens to the national debt if Democrats win in 2028 and reopen the borders? And this is the question they cannot answer. Okay, your strategy works, but you lose in 2028. What was the point? What was the point?
You may think it's hyperbolic whenever you hear me use the phrase existential crisis, but I'm not being hyperbolic, and neither is Stephen Miller or anyone else who says existential crisis when we refer to letting Democrats get power again.
Yeah.
Like, again, I it's one of these things that people in electoral politics say, which is like, oh, we can't, like, I don't know if we can survive another term of the opposition. I am, like, at the point where I don't think we can survive another, like, couple of years of them controlling Congress. I am worried. Like, we can't do it. And so that's the whole thing. And I'm not saying that to be hyperbolic. I'm not saying that to be dramatic. I wholeheartedly actually think we're there. We're at the breaking point where the country will not be salvageable if we lose control. Okay?
Yeah. All right. Ian W for 5. I don't know if this was already mentioned, but if Trump was on Epstein's list, would it have been easier to expose that rather than pay the Russia hoax? Well, yeah, exactly. That's all they had to do. Just say, oh, we have these mysterious documents that are all blacked out except the Trump name, and Trump's in the files. That's what they would have done. You notice they haven't done that? It's as if he's in the files. I'm not denying that. But it's like John said, it was to Florida, the flight to Florida, not actual island. And
Right.
the more you look at it, guys, even the one, I think there's like one lawyer that said like 10 years ago, yeah, Trump's like the first one to talk to me and like talk about the Epstein stuff or something.
Yes.
So why would Trump work with the guy, right? Kick Epstein out after harassing a teenager at Mar-a-Lago. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah, Trump. It seems like Trump was one of the first 2 people who went to that person working on the Epstein case and actually told him information.
Who's the first one?
I have no idea. I have to look it up.
American Nerd for 3.
I think there were 2 people.
Yeah, American Nerd for 3. It's time for Trump to slam the hammer of Musk. That's real. K-Cup for 5. Existential crisis, existential XX. Here sounds like egg prices. Oh my gosh. Trump still no lower egg prices, Democrats. Hey, egg prices crashed
so
today.
true.
And
existential.
Existential. Anyways. Why would they touch it when they almost certainly have dirt on them as well? They were just censored out.
They would literally just redact any of the information related to them, and then they would be like, to protect victims or whatever. Like, even the White House is using that line right now. We're protecting victims by not releasing the documents. So then the Democrats would do the same thing, but like, well, we're protecting victims. We're just going to show you the one part of the page where Trump diddled kids. Like, that's all they would do.
Yeah.
Like, it's duh.
Yeah, you notice they're not doing that? So they can't even fake it. Anyways,
it's one of these things where it's like, maybe you guys weren't like paying attention to news back then, but in 2016, 2017 going in, we saw a bunch of news about the sexual infidelity of Donald Trump, and we've talked so much about it. It just was a while ago. It's been 8 years, but we talked endlessly, exhaustively about Trump and his affairs. And none of that did pedophilia content ever show up.
No.
We talked about him cheating on his wives. We didn't talk about him diddling kids. You think that would come up?
No, actually.
Ever?
It's conspiracy, John. It's conspiracy.
Like, good grief, guys.
Yeah. Justin Amash is... Oh, my gosh. Justin Amash is now moving the goalposts. So you remember how they were saying there were no spending cuts, right? Here's what he said now. This is a real tweet, by the way. He said, understand how officials mislead on the big, beautiful bill. When they say it cuts spending, they don't mean in absolute terms. They mean relative to current expectations. And the reality is spending grows by nearly 20 trillion under the proposal, and debt grows by even more. Oh my gosh. So now, they're not saying there's no cuts. They're saying, oh, these cuts are not actually, they're relative. Justin Amash, everybody.
And for anybody who's just like bad at processing information and who just like really needs things to be said to them directly because you're like a crayon eating mongrel. Okay, listen, the debt's going to go up.
Yeah.
We're going to raise the debt ceiling $5 trillion and the debt is going to increase. We hope, we cross our fingers and pray that we're going to be able to reduce the deficit with the growing economy and tariffs and a few other things. We hope we can cut the deficit. But when there's a deficit, you're going to increase debt. So like if we reduce the realistic scenario, we reduce the deficit from $2 trillion to $1.8 trillion. Then there's going to be another $1.8 trillion of debt, even if we reduce it by 200 billion. Okay, you understand? Does that like make sense to you? I'm sorry, but like I just know like we're gonna have really retarded comments after this if we get the bill passed, and they're gonna be like,
grows by even more. What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know. Maybe this is like another line to try and like cut the border spending or the immigration. I don't know. Like saying the debt grows by even more. Where what additional funding are you attacking when you say that?
Debt ceiling went up by $5 trillion, right?
That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do.
Where the hell is this 20 trillion coming from? I don't think even the CBO said this. I think they said 5 trillion. What is he's lying? He's not even trying to tell the truth. He's just saying, yeah, it's gonna grow by 20 trillion. Do you really think it's gonna grow by 20 trillion over the next 10 years? Guys, when you factor in the tariffs, which these same people they're against, there's no, oh my gosh, I just can't get over these people. These people are stupid. I have never seen a group of people this incompetent. Wow. Just wow. They're just lying. Hold up. Kash Patel has gone on Joe Rogan's podcast. Wait, what?
That's gonna be a weird.
Oh my gosh. Is he gonna ask about the Epstein files? Surely.
Well, apparently there was like a Catcherd versus Alex Jones fight or something.
Yeah, I saw that. That's just.
Oh, yep. It just dropped 40 minutes ago. So there's a 2-hour on Kash Patel.
Great. But yeah, Alex Jones, I don't know what he's doing. What a freaking stupid hill to die on. Stupid. Even liberals have like 3 to 5 trillion, which doesn't count tariff revenue. Yeah. So what is Justin Amash saying? It's gonna grow by 20 trillion, and that's gonna grow by like double that. Where? Where is this magical debt coming from? Anyone know? You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the climate change stuff on the left. You know how every year they say, we have 5 years until the universe is going to collapse or whatever. It's the same thing.
That's part of this. Well, that's part of this. So if you want to understand, again, I'm not acting like I don't understand the thought process of these people. It's just that they have their priorities entirely inverted, and they're going to make the country a dramatically worse place by having us lose. But like so in the mind of these people that are supporting derailing the bill, in their mind, the idea is it doesn't matter how hard it is to get a different bill passed. We're in an existential crisis, and at some point next year or the year after, it's going to be physically impossible for us to continue paying the interest on our debt. Like this is the idea. They think that they think, okay, well, we hate Trump and his economic policies are bad, so the GDP growth is going to be very anemic, and because it's anemic, we're not going to grow enough, and because we don't grow enough, we are not going to be able to service the debt anymore. That is what they think is going to happen. That is why they're doing this. It actually comes under the presupposition that Trump will fail in everything he does. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mike for 2. Cash and Rogan, JD and Theo Von. Gonna be a fun week. Yeah, someone's gonna be asked about the Epstein stuff. Someone's gonna ask about it. Gosh, what's the odds of this happening right now? Oh my gosh. But yeah, I do think the files either don't exist or it's nothing. That's my take right now. We'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping they prove something, but we'll see. All right. These guys have been making up numbers, think it's gonna work. Yeah, they literally think, oh, it's gonna go by 25 trillion. Anyways. I think that's it for the stream, guys. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share it with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. So, last calls for super chats, folks. Last calls for super chats. Rap has DeSantis derangement syndrome. What? No, he's a dumbass.
John Rose, your family will have to pay for the debt. Bro, we all are. We all are.
You know, it's like, guys, the Scott Bassett strategy is going to be outgrow the debt. That's his plan. It's risky as hell, yeah, but it's the only way without cutting Social Security. Honestly, it's the only way we can do it. So, yeah. Just outgrow the debt, slow spending a little bit, and rake in a shit ton of money from tariffs. That's the plan. The whole point is get the GDP, the percent debt to GDP to be, like, below 100%. So, I am Battlefield for 2. It seems like Trump refused a phone call with Elon. Yeah, he did. So, I don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
They basically, like, hate each other now. Like,
surely Musk isn't going to do anything today. Surely he isn't going to say, oh, President Trump is
racist or something. I don't know.
But yeah. Speaking of that, Gabe posted something, like, really real. This image, like, personifies what's wrong with libertarians. Obviously, everyone's seen this by now. It's kind of a meme. But, he's not wrong. The Trump coalition in black versus the Elon coalition in yellow. This is 100% true, guys. The average person's not a libertarian in economics. They're not. Like, a lot of people, yeah, they want to cut fraud and waste. That's true. That doesn't mean they want to cut Social Security by 80%. They're just saying, we want to reduce the fraud and waste. But the average person, they're fine with Social Security and Medicare. But yeah. This is from 2020. Oh, no, 2016, excuse me. I don't think anything we're going to do will stop us defaulting our debts. We're not going to default on our debt.
Not this year.
Not this year. I think the whole Hail Mary strategy is outgrow the debt, cut spending just enough to slow it down. Don't listen to just much. Slow it down just enough, and rake in a bunch of tariff revenue. That's what I think is going to go on. That's the three main things. If that happens, we're good. We're good. All right, everybody, I think that's it for the stream. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share it with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. This was a very fun stream. This was a very hectic weekend, or week, I should say. Surely nothing happens this weekend, right? Right?
Nah. Nothing.
Yeah, something will.
Yeah, my voice is basically dead.
Nothing ever happens.
Yeah, my voice is basically dead right now. It's gosh, we've streamed 3 times the past 24 hours. So, yeah. Okay.
Elon, please don't do anything stupid.
He's gonna, like, say Trump's the N-word. Watch. It's gonna happen. But okay, we shall see you guys next stream, video, wherever you see us at. We might have a video out tonight, LC. But, yeah. Godspeed.